Jim Gaston seems like a pretty happy man today, a culinary specialist at VVSD. His life squared away. It wasn't always like that.
I would go from the rehab to the street to the prison. Rehab to the street to the prison. And this was repeated time and time and again.
It's not surprising that was Jim's life when you consider that his love affair with alcohol started when he was 12 years old. By the time he entered the Navy, booze was already firmly in control. He came out of the Navy to almost 3 decades of life scrambling to get jobs, scrambling to stay alive. So what happened? Why does Jim seem so happy and at peace today? VVSD happened.
There was a guy from Vietnam Veterans of San Diego. Now they were operating residential rehab. This gentleman came in looking for people, looking for veterans specifically. He says, anybody that's a veteran, if you can qualify to come to our rehab and get your life together if you want. And of course I was very reluctant, and I said, you know, I really don't trust people, and you know, this probably isn't going to work out. But I gave him a try. First thing I noticed is that everything had a flavor of military orientation to it. And they say, forget about what that guy's doing there, forget about what she's doing over there, forget about what's going on across town, throw the newspaper away, think about what's going on inside of you right now. Who do you communicate with? People can give you a jacket when you're cold, they can give you a pair of shoes when you need to walk on the sidewalk or whatever. They can give you all of these things, but nobody gives you the time to sit there and try to find your own spiritual connection with life and things around you. This organization, these gentlemen, provided the means, provided the place, and gave me the time, which was, now I'm finding out, is probably the most precious commodity that anybody has their hands on. It dawned on me it would be a sure slap in the face if I was to turn and burn and go back to the old Jim that I so much disliked. It was just, I couldn't do it to them, and I certainly couldn't do it to myself. I went back to school at the expense of VVSD. They provided all of my materials, anything that I needed. I engaged in culinary arts with San Diego City College. Got a degree in culinary arts. And I'm telling you, I've been here now working for a little over 2 years, and it has been more rewarding in the last 2 years than I have ever had in my life. And I know one thing for sure, that if I don't follow the principles of that recovery program, I will end up in 1 or 2 places outside of where I'm at right now. It's either the graveyard or the prison yard. You know, you don't want to end up in those other places. Think about it.